Wally's been having dreams about being a speedster.
Memories of that life.
It's okay to be scared, Wally. I am.
All Wally wants to do is help people.
Now you're getting powers.
The time has come.
He's in my head.
Wally was possessed.
It's all because I created Flashpoint.
You have no idea what's about to begin.
The Flash, all new Tuesday, November 15th.
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. New Flash trailer teasing some Dark Flash and some Savitar, so I'll explain Daniel West and Walter West from the comics. So here we go. Whole bunch of stuff happening in this trailer. Seems like Wally's going to be getting his powers via Dr. Alchemy. Like he even gets into what looks like a fist fight with Iris because he starts to go crazy. They have to contain him. She's probably trying to keep him from seeking Dr. Alchemy out for his own good. Like he just can't handle it anymore, so he just completely drinks the Kool-Aid. We get a better look at Dr. Alchemy's lair, the Philosopher's Stone, and we see like a little light effect streaking across the frame that looks like it might be Savitar. It's like the same thing when we saw the rival die, so we might be getting the first taste of Savitar. Grant Gustin was teasing recently that, you won't have to wait long to see him at all. So because we really didn't see anything from him in episode 5, that makes me think that we're gonna get a teaser in episode 6, and then we'll start learning a little bit more about him. Like Dr. Alchemy teases that something really big is getting ready to start. So I think that's the onset of Savitar, like when things really start to get crazy. The title of the episode is called Shade. Now that has a lot of different meanings, but mostly I think they're talking about Wally's shadow, the shadow of him from that other timeline that was the Flash. So as with all things, like you make a deal with the devil, things get really dark. So the offhanded name drop of Walter West in episode 5 makes a little bit more sense now. So Walter West was a version of Wally West from a different timeline who basically experienced this crazy tragedy that normal Wally West did not, and even though it didn't drive him mad completely, it did turn him into this hardcore person out for justice at any cost. Kind of like a version of the Punisher if the Punisher had the powers of the Flash. So there was this arc in the comics called The Dark Flash with all the normal Flash characters. So even though I don't think the TV show is going to do like an evil version of Wally, I'll explain Daniel West in a second too, because that is an Iris West brother evil Reverse Flash character. But I do think there are going to be a lot of Easter eggs from Mark Waid's Dark Flash run. We're deep in Mark Waid territory. Mark Waid did Savitar's run, and he did the Dark Flash Walter West run. So if you're a big fan of Mark Waid, this is definitely your time on the Flash. But the TV show, tends to spin things in a slightly more hopeful way. But if you feel like, when they're doing the like Iris, Barry, relationship-y stuff, it gets like a little too sweet, that's usually when they pull the rug out from under the characters. So just when things seem like they've calmed down, that's really when they're going to crank it up and get crazy. So that's why I think they're dropping a slightly darker version of Wally via Dr. Alchemy and Savitar really soon. But obviously it's meant to be a more Wally-heavy episode, but we're going to learn a whole bunch more about Dr. Alchemy on the TV show, so just be listening for clues and be on the lookout for Savitar, even if he doesn't slow down, like even if he just white streaks across the frame. But Daniel West, a lot of you are probably familiar with the Daniel West Reverse Flash. He was Iris's brother. Like they basically changed the New 52 Iris West family. So instead of Wally West being her brother, his name was Daniel West. He had this really troubled past. He'd been through the prison system, but then got the Speed Force in this accident. Because of his troubled past, decided to use his powers to try and undo the terrible things that had happened to him. So in that version of events, Barry, basically had to stop him from completely unraveling all their lives and save him, because you always have like this Darth Vader moment where there's like an evil seeming character that might have some good in them, so you try to kind of bring that out. So that was kind of like the Daniel West Flash arc, but he became the Reverse Flash of the New 52 because Eobard Thawne wasn't around. So later, he actually became part of the Suicide Squad. They tried to use him in interesting ways, but then they did Rebirth, so they've kind of wiped the slate clean from all that stuff. So we brought back the pre-Crisis Wally West and this other New 52 version of Wally West, who's now like a much younger version of the Flash. Like, you can see they're doing this Flash of Two Worlds, funny cover here. But just to be clear, the TV show is doing like a slight combination of all these different things. So it's not going to be like a carbon copy of the comic book plot. But if you want to read up the Dark Flash saga, I think it starts with Flash number 151. Side note, Volume 1, number 151, was a story involving the Shade as the villain, invaders from the Dark Dimension. The title of the episode is The Shade, so there might be Easter eggs for that too. So you can go back and read Silver Age Flash and then read Volume 2 with Wally West in number 151 for that Dark Flash run. And then if you haven't already and you really want to read more on Savitar, just read the Savitar run from Mark Waid. That starts with issue 108. So Savitar happened in the comics way before like the Dark Flash Walter West saga. But if you think the Flash has been like spinning its wheels like the last week or two, like this is where it really starts to get crazy. They're building to the mid-season finale. We have like the 4-night crossover, which will be like a whole bunch of other crazy Dominator stuff. So just a reminder that next week the Flash is on break just because it's an election week in the United States. Like the whole election, once that's over, everything goes back to normal. So the next episode of the Flash isn't for 2 weeks, but I'll do like a Flash bonus video next week anyway, so no worries. The other really big news, I know a bunch of you are asking about this morning, they announced that Talia al Ghul is coming onto Arrow. They didn't say when she's going to appear or how she's going to appear or what storyline they're doing, just that they're doing Talia. What I think they'll probably use her for is to eventually reform the League of Assassins, and I think, partly what helped them make the decision to bring her on is that the actress who plays Nyssa Al Ghul is on another TV show. So I think they wanted to do League of Assassins stuff and they needed a character, so they're like, okay, why don't we just go ahead and do Talia? So it'll all make sense once she shows up, and they'll probably start teasing her pretty soon too. But there is a new Arrow tonight. I'll do a video for it, but there's like 4 or 5 videos that I need to get out, so I'll try to figure out what the order's going to be. There's a Ghost Rider video, like Johnny Blaze came on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so I'm going to try and get that video out next. So hopefully by the time I post that video, I'll have a better idea what the video schedule is going to be. So I'll be posting updates through the rest of the day, no worries, and there is a DC giveaway that's going on right now. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this video. It's just a $20 Amazon gift card. So Ghost Rider posting in a little while. While you guys wait for that to post, you can click here for my episode 5 Easter egg video, and you can click here to learn all about the drama that's going on with the Flash movie. They just lost their director. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.